and we are officially live. This is so cool. Oh my goodness. Look at you beautiful ladies. I can't even take it. I wish I were there with you. So this is going to be our first official Mom Boss webinar, and I have to say I'm super excited to have the three of you on here. I have butterflies in my stomach because I wish I were there with you. You look amazing. You look incredible, and I think anybody who is watching is about to have, you know, a real treat in store for them. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background. Everybody who's watching, thank you so much for tuning in to our official Mom Boss webinar. We had a lot of questions about what is it that we do, right? What's this whole Mom Boss thing? So I wanted to take some fabulous individuals that have had success in this business and are thriving in what it is that we do, and just going to show the moms out there how they actually get this done. So brief introduction on who I am. My name's Hera Z. I met these fabulous ladies through a business opportunity. I met them all on Facebook, actually, which is kind of crazy. They're some of my closest friends, best friends now. They're all mommies, beautiful mommies, as you can see. And how I got into this is I'm going to give you a little bit of the details about why this has come about, and then I want this entire webinar to be about these phenomenal superheroes that we have. So we have Monica, if you would raise your glass. Monica is actually one of the reasons that I have the opportunity to work from home and to be an online health and fitness coach and travel the world and do all the things that I'm doing. And I'm gonna get some details for you on that. Taryn, my love, your glass. You can say hello. Taryn is also a business partner of mine. We're running the world together. She's a super inspiration. She was an educator, and you're gonna hear her story. I think you'll be very excited. And Sonia is the newest love of my life. That she came onto the team. We get to work together. And Sonia, you guys are all up in Massachusetts. I'm down here in Florida. Oh my dear Lord. So I'm excited to introduce these ladies to you. Again, I'm going to keep this as brief as I possibly can so that way you can hear where they came from, where they are now, where they're going, and you can be inspired by their stories, because I'm inspired by their stories. I mean, I use them as inspiration every single day to continue doing what I'm doing, and what we do is share our journeys and be an inspiration to people. We work on balance. We work on being the best version of ourselves possible, because we know that as women, we got to balance it all, right? And a little bit of background on me, I am a coach. We are coaches with Team Beachbody, and there are some misconceptions about that, right? That you have to be a professional or a fitness instructor or anything of the sort. Not the case. We are phenomenal, everyday women, and the three ladies you have in front of you are full-time mommies. They were working full-time, where they were becoming mom bosses, or Sonia is working full-time and actually even going to school. So I think you guys are going to be very interested in hearing their stories and how they managed to do what they did. I know Monica has retired herself and her husband, which is incredible with her business. Taryn has also retired as well, 30 years early. I think that's pretty cool that she retired 30 years early. And Sonia is well on her way. So you guys are you're in for a real treat. So a little bit of background on me. When I had entered the world of Beachbody, it kind of came as an accident, and it was, to give you a background, I used to be a teacher, and I always knew that working, you know, for somebody else, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and going to school every day and pouring my love and my heart, my energy into other people's children was an honorable profession. I loved it. One of the main reasons I got into this business was because of my mom. My mom had passed away from cancer, and she was my inspiration. She was the entrepreneur in the family. I always knew that I could follow in her footsteps and do something big with my life. And when she had passed away, it was a little kind of nudge at me to say, you know, Hera, you can do something bigger. You can do something more. You can change the world. But I had lost that voice that was always pushing me. So long story short, because this is not about me, the thing that I had always had in my heart was, if my mom could just see me do something more, what could it be? What could it be? And I prayed about it. I prayed about it, and I said, I know that I can do more than I'm doing now. The life is this, it's a hamster wheel. Like, we're balancing nonstop our relationships, our families. At the time when I was coming into this business and starting to build this business, I was a part-time stepmom. So when I have mothers that come to me and tell me, how do you balance it all? They want to see successful models. And you have these 3 women in front of you that are a success, have been a success in this business. Monica's been in here for 5 years. She's been working this for 5 years. Taryn, I believe you're on year 2.5.
Correct.
Right? And Sonia, is this not even your first year that you've been in your business? Yeah.
5.5 months.
6.5 or 7.5? Yeah.
5.
So you're going to see where everybody at all different stages in this business have kind of thrived. I've been doing this for 3 years. When that had occurred, when my mom had passed away, there was a situation where I was at work, and we were given 3 bereavement days. And those 3 bereavement days kind of fell in the middle of the week, and I was supposed to go back to work after losing my mom on a Friday. And I couldn't go in, and they had docked my pay. And that was where I had said, how can we as, women, daughters, sisters, moms, be there for the things that matter for us the most, that matter to us the most? And that was when something inside me snapped, and I said, enough is enough. There has to be a way for me to be present for what matters to me most. And that's a theme that you're going to hear a lot in this info session, because I have moms coming to me from all over the world saying, if I could just stay home with my kids, if I could just have more time with them, if I could just... We never have enough time. So we've found an opportunity that has allowed us to stay home. When my mom had passed away and I had that snapping moment, I said something has to give. Monica actually and Darby had reached out to me and presented me with an opportunity to work from home. And I did quit my full-time teaching job within 8 months and took this on as a full-time career, and that was pretty cool. And that was the missing piece, is that I had a lot of women saying, but how do you do it with full-time kids and full-time jobs and full-time spouse? And I'm like, well, that's easy. I'm just going to connect you with my mentors and my friends that have been doing this successfully. So what you are about to see is literally a community of women that are supporting each other and helping each other to be the best versions of themselves. I know, I love you guys so much. To be the best version of themselves possible. And while we are a little bit long distance, we see each other on corporate paid vacations. We get to see each other all the time on these Zoom calls and Google Hangouts, so it is pretty phenomenal. But this came into as an inspiration because of my mom. And she can't get to see me do this now, but this is a tribute to, this is where I'm going to cry, to all of you moms out there that really bust your booties and balance the world on your shoulders and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have some coaches that they have 7 kids. I don't know how they do it, and full-time jobs and school and spouses. So this is a tribute to all of the moms out there that are watching. I'm really excited for you to see what these ladies have to just share with you. And that's all it really is just sharing their journey. So I'd like to introduce them each briefly and just hear from each one of you where you were at before you came into this community of health and fitness and wellness. So Monica, if you don't mind sharing first, where were you before Team Beachbody kind of came in the picture?
So I remember it was 5 years ago. I was at home. I actually had a job that every mom would ever dream of because it was an actual work from home job. And I was already working from home. So I had the luxury of getting my kids up in the morning and getting them off to school and picking them up from school and just being there for every single thing that went on in their life. So I had that luxury. And I know that a lot of moms were like, how do I get into this? And I kind of just wanted to say, yeah, it looks like it's really a great thing. But in reality, I was miserable. I just had a breaking point at one point, and I remember this day so clearly. I was sitting on the couch with my laptop, and I'm getting ready to do my thing, and I just put my hands in my face and started crying. I was so miserable, and I felt like I was never there for my kids the way I really wanted to be. I wasn't really present with them the way that I wanted to be because of this job. I was tired. I was really I just had it. And it was my breaking point. And I remember just saying, what is it that I am supposed to do? Because I know this isn't it. This is not it. And there's just so much more that I have to offer this world. And I remember it so clearly. And I didn't know how this was all going to transpire, but I just kept going with my thing. And I remember my friend and college, we used to hang out and party together. He's just the fun guy. He came over and he just talked to us, and he got into this thing, this new business opportunity, and he was really excited, and he asked me if I would be interested. And at first I had no. I was just like, no, I don't want anything to do with this. I just want to drink the shake, because he said the shake gave him energy. He was a school teacher, and he used to come home and nap every single day because he was so tired. And he said, I bet you that you're going to feel better. And I said, you know what, at this point, I will try anything, because I just need energy. I need to focus more on my kids. I need to focus more on this job, because, I'm miserable. So signed up right there as a discount, with the discount, because I did not want anything to do with this business. And I just drank my shake, and I was happy. And 3 weeks in, I felt amazing. And then down the road, it was like 3 months down the road, and I decided that maybe this is for me. I'm going to give it a try. So I just went with it, and I don't want to get into too much detail about where it ended up going, but I will tell you that I gradually worked myself up to the retirement. I used to, during my lunchtime with my full-time job, I would do, a power hour where I would get, all of my work done for Beachbody during that time. So I was still working my full-time job, but managing this part-time job. So I did a few hours at night. I did a power hour at lunchtime, and I made it work. And I didn't realize that the money that was coming in was going to be pretty good. I had no idea. I just didn't know. I thought it was a scam, to be honest. In the beginning, I was like, no, I don't want any part of this. I mean, my coach is telling me I'm going to make $1 million. And I'm looking at him like, you're crazy. There's no way. I have a household. I have kids. I have a husband. There's just no way. I don't want anything to do with it. I just do my thing.
I think it's funny too, because when I hear, and when I hear your stories, there's always something similar. And I remember you in the beginning of your journey, because it was my day one, and you were helping me explain the whole thing. And as people who are listening are hearing the words, this shake, definitely have a surprise for you. And I did forget to mention, hopefully, if people are still on, if you are staying until the end of the webinar, we do. I totally forgot. You guys should have told me. But we are entering everybody for a prize. We'll let you know how you will be eligible for that prize at the end. We promise you we're going to be as brief as we can. But I did want to just kind of that similarity of the shake, because I'm not going to say anything about the shake yet, other than we do know that, yes, it is Shakeology. It is something that is completely different out there on the market, and our stories are very similar. So you may find yourself right now feeling that resistance of, oh, God, they're shake ladies, because that was what I had said to Darby, who had signed me up. And even some of my top coaches and my best team leaders, right, like Jacqueline Davison and Laurel Fitzgerald, when they were first introduced to that shake, it's like, what? Yes. We just want to be real, and we want to share with you guys what this community is that we have. So, Monica, thank you for sharing where you were at before all of this, and I want to get more into where you are now, because I think I want to follow in your footsteps, girl. Oh, follow in your footsteps. But I think what is to be said is that we all have that breaking point. There's all a point where we realize, I can do more. I can do more for my family. I want to be there for my family. You know, for me, it was that I couldn't be present for my family and my mom when she was dying. So whether it's, you know, stepkids or full-time kids or spouse or parents, we all have that pull inside to really be present for what matters to us most. And that's where I want to talk to Taryn. Because Taryn, your story of where I have goosebumps and chills, girl. Where were you before all of this shake stuff came in? Because it's about more than shake. But tell us a little bit, because you also have the same coach as Monica, I believe.
Yes.
Same mentor, the same mentor. Tell me a little bit about where you were at.
Wow. So I was a school counselor for 5 years, and I got pregnant with my first daughter, Charlotte. And when she was born, 11 days after she was born, I got a certified letter in the mail from the place that I had been working at, letting me know that my contract wasn't being renewed for the following year. So that kind of threw me off completely. Fortunately, I was able to collect unemployment. We had some savings. So in my mind, I was like, this is kind of a blessing. I wanted to be home with Charlotte longer than I had planned on it. You know, I'll collect the unemployment. I'll look for a position, hopefully find something for the following year. And it was a real struggle to find full-time employment in Massachusetts as a school counselor with 5 years experience, a master's degree plus 27. I was too expensive. Nobody wanted to even pull me in for an interview because I cost too much money. I did get a part-time position, which that's like the only option really at that point. And so that kind of helped keep us above water for a bit. But around the time she was a year old, so right after she was a year old, I remember I was about to get into the shower. I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I was like, whoa, that's not my body. And I was an athlete all growing up. I was a runner. I've run a marathon. Well, completed a marathon. I completed a marathon. You know, so I was in shape prior to having her. And so I just caught that glimpse, and I was like, oh, okay. Now, to be fair, it's amazing what the body can do. Moms who carry children, that's freaking phenomenal. Like, we are awesome. I'm not going to deny that. But, you know, we look a little different after having children, let's be honest. Yes. So I had that kind of happening for me where I knew I needed to get back into health and fitness. And then the whole, I don't have a job for the following fall. There's nothing happening. We need to do something. Otherwise, we're going to be putting our house on the market, going to be moving in with family, going to be like late on our bills. And so something popped up in my news feed, and it was our coach, and he posted something, and it just caught my eye. It was like just the perfect timing. And I knew he was a Beachbody coach. I had no idea what it meant. I knew it had something to do with the shakes.
Get the shake.
And I was like, okay. But I also knew that he retired from teaching after 18 months in this business. So I was very interested. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, you know what? I said to my husband, I'm like, I know I'm unemployed. I know we have no money, but let's swipe the credit card and call it a day, because we're going to make this work. And for me, it was awesome. I got in the best shape of my life over the next year prior to getting pregnant with my second daughter. I looked amazing. I'm just being honest. And like, I've never felt that strong. I never focused on my nutrition like I had been. It's just, everything health-wise was just, it has been amazing since I started drinking the shakes and working out and just doing all those things. And then financially, it's just, I know.
I know.
It's real.
We had real moments.
It's real life. So
yeah, all the time. When we share where we're all at now, that's exactly what it is. It's pinch me. Am I dreaming? It's real.
Exactly.
I think that's phenomenal too, because you know, I as an educator, as a Spanish teacher, I was always nervous that my job would be the first to get cut when the budgets. Yep. So I always knew I need to be in control of paying for my house and supporting my family, because things really fell on me after my mom had passed away. So there's that element again of we can take control. You know, we're taught, when I think about the debt you must have been in to get all of those degrees just to be then told, oh wait, you're too good. The mindset for me as well when I came in was, wow, like I've dropped $20,000 on trying to start my own business. I spent God knows how much on my education and my master's, and you're telling me that I just have to work out and share my journey with other people, and I get to eat? Send me food? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. So this is good. I want to hear Sonia's story, because Sonia, I've heard tidbits of it, and I want to hear. Where were you before you came into this phenomenal team, this community of mom bosses?
Okay, so basically for me, I have two children. One is 7 and one is 18 months. And I remember when my son was born, I had to go back to work after 6 weeks. He was 6 weeks old. He was born with club feet, and he was in cast from the waist down for 6 weeks. He had surgery, and I remember going into work crying because I couldn't be home with him. I would look at the clock and say, you know, am I done yet? Am I done yet? I couldn't even concentrate at work. It was horrible. And it's not what I had imagined. I imagined something bigger and better, but there just were no opportunities at the time. And I knew I wanted to, you know, be able to be home with my family. My mom was never home. She was an alcoholic. And I knew that I wanted more, but nothing ever came across as an opportunity for me. So fast forward, my daughter was born in 2014, and I saved up 4 years. It took me 4 years to save up 4 weeks of vacation, so that way I could take 12 weeks with her, which not 8 was actually because I had a C-section, but then I had saved up 4, so that way I could spend 3 months home with her. And in those 3 months, I realized those things I was missing, all those firsts, all the little things that my family, I was very fortunate. I do have family that watch my children, but all those things that my family that they got to do and I didn't. And it broke my heart. But again, there was really no opportunity presented. I knew I was destined for more. I knew there was something bigger out there. And then I'll never forget, my aunt was dying of cancer. And I had actually met Monica at a school function doing a parachute on field day. Okay. It was really amazing. But she never brought up Beachbody. She never said anything to me. And we just never exchanged info. My aunt was dying. She was in the hospital. I wasn't taking care of myself. The day she died, I had a kid's birthday party to go to. And my husband's like, you can stay home. I'll bring them. I'm like, no. As I'm crying, I'm like, no. I need to go. I need to get out of the house. Lo and behold, who's at the birthday party? It's Monica. So she's like, find me on Facebook. So I'm like, okay. So of course,
you're supposed to find her.
Exactly. She's like, find me on Facebook. So I find her. I start seeing she's coaching. She's a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, whoa. What is this going on? I need whatever she's doing. I need it now. So I messaged her that day. I swear it was a sign from my aunt. She was like, listen, you deserve more. Messaged her, and the rest is history. So that's my story.
So you mean that Monica didn't attack you?
She didn't.
Try and sell you something?
I know. She didn't say a word. I attacked her.
I love it. And you know what? So that's what I want to highlight. So first and foremost, thank you, ladies, for being so open and just sharing just even the little tidbits of your story. And that's something that I do want to highlight, that as we talk about this online business and these shakes, and I want to really make it very clear that what it is a community. It's a community of real women that are not like any other, you know, those pyramid schemes that people think, which we're not even going to get into what a pyramid scheme is, because that's something that's illegal on a totally different basis than this. This is a network and a community of real women drinking real wine and real champagne, and just, again, as I said it, being the best version of you possible. Iron sharpens iron. We are here supporting each other, hearing each other's needs, hearing each other's goals, lifting each other up, and just learning and growing together. When it comes to this company, Team Beachbody, we started first and foremost as a fitness company. You guys have seen the P90X, Insanity, Hip Hop Abs. We have infomercials all over the place about 21 Day Fix and Size, and I'm doing Hammer and Chisel right now. Have you ladies tested it yet? Oh my goodness.
We're obsessed.
We're in it.
It makes me sweat. So there are these fitness groups that are all over the country. A lot of people don't realize that all a coach is a real person who is on their fitness journey, hanging out with other people who are on their fitness journeys, and they want more out of life. They want more control. They want more income. They want more freedom. They want more love for their family. Like, if I can express what this opportunity has done for me, we'll get into a little bit about what we do on a daily basis, but there is nothing more than the fact that we are real people, real lives, working out, eating clean, and loving on each other and loving on other people. I mean, you see how everybody got connected. You see how we've all been connected, and it was through genuine friendships. And I'll tell you something very interesting that I hear from a lot of moms is that they don't get out of the house enough, and they don't have enough of a community and a support system. And I'm pretty sure that if we took a survey from all of our moms that we know, they have built such valuable friendships just within this network and within this community, because we're pretty like-minded in the sense that we all want something more, and we just want to be the best version of ourselves possible, take care of ourselves so we can shine for our family. That's all it comes down to. So we will get into a little bit more, but I want to highlight very briefly where each of you are at, because we dipped into it a little bit. So as I had said, that when I had started this business and I saw all I have to do is drink a shake and work out. Are you serious? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to buy a bunch of products? Do I have to cold call people? No. Drink your shake, work out, share your fitness journey with others, and if you want to run, and my motto is if you see somebody who's cool, just tell them, come work out with me. We do all this stuff on Facebook online. So that's kind of how it started for me. And when I realized that this was an honest-to-goodness opportunity where I was paying for a shake, which is a meal. Personally, for me, Shakeology has been the holy grail. I'm not sure when it comes to your personal success stories what it's done for you physically, because we know energy-wise, weight loss, reducing cravings. I have a ton of moms and women who come to me for a thyroid disorder that within 3 months of drinking this shake and following the Beachbody programs, coincidence or not, my endocrinologist took me off of thyroid medication. So when we talk about success stories and how this was a medication that I was on for 13 years, and I am not a doctor, I am not making any disclaimers on what Shakeology can do. I can tell you that there have been clinical trials and tests that are done. We can send you a link on what it's done for people's health. But for me personally, I am no longer on thyroid medication, and I have helped several other women take that path as well. So when I saw that this was superfoods, not a shake that's going to starve you, not a shake with a bunch of synthetic things in it and fillers and soy and like, I'm a foodie. When you lose your mom to cancer, you research the you know what out of everything you put into your body. So when I saw what Shakeology was made of, I deem it the holy grail. My thing is hashtag Shakeology is the holy grail. So I saw an opportunity. I hit it hard. I told everybody about it the same way when you see a good movie, you tell somebody about that movie, but you don't get paid for it. When you get a good cleaning lady or a good babysitter, you might want to keep those things to yourself. When you can tell somebody this shake is bomb.com and it makes me feel XYZ, you are spreading that love and that light. And if there's a company out there that wants to generously compensate you for sharing that with other people and then mentoring them and loving on them and building a community, that to me is where we should be as individuals. I think we should be living out our purpose, and we should be sharing these gifts and these things that we've found. And why shouldn't we be paid to do this? because I'm not going to get into it too much, but you know how I feel about let's go work on the daily grinds and go to school and get good grades and be good and go to college and get in a lot of debt and then cross your fingers, you get a good job and work until you're retired and just run on that hamster wheel. When, to me, relationships and family and health is what is the most important. And if you can work on that and give that to the world, and if this is an opportunity to do that, why wouldn't you want to give it a whirl? Why wouldn't you want to try? So who do we want to start with for the success that they've had? Let's say physically and financially, but I'm very interested in financial success of you moms because you're pretty impressive. So Beachbody is not affiliated with this, what we're doing. We're talking to each other and we're just sharing our stories. A disclaimer, because we have to, Beachbody doesn't guarantee the income that any of us have made. This is a drive that we had and the support that we've gone with each other and just a belief in the products and a love for them for what they've done for us. Our income, we always say your income is a direct reflection of the amount of lives that you change, and it starts with you. So you work on yourself first and your family and then spreading it to others. So who wants to share first some of their financial?
I will.
Let's hear it, girl, because you are full-time mommy, full-time wife, full-time working, and full-time school.
You got it.
And less than a year in this business.
Yes. I would say it's going to be 6 months at the end of the year, but I'm a full-time manager. I am doing Beachbody full-time, and I'm in college full-time with 2 children. So, piece of cake. Right? Just a little busy, just a little busy. But what was happening, I think this is big, is as moms, we forget to take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When my daughter was born, she's 18 months now, I didn't realize I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating right. I was living on coffee and sweets just to get by. I was doing my college work, doing everything else, making sure she's good. And then, you know, watching my aunt die, that played a big role in it. She did die of cancer. And it just made me think, like, I need to take care of myself. I need to be a role model for my children. They're watching me. They're not listening. They're watching. So for me, what happened was when I decided to become a coach, I wanted to get healthier. And the shake actually, I won't say cured because, again, coincidence or not, I no longer have IBS. Okay?
I've heard that a few times before. I've heard that from a few people before. But
yeah. So I no longer have IBS. My sugars are stable. My sugars were a little high. My doctor was worried, but now they're stable. I no longer have IBS. I ended up losing, 8 pounds, but it wasn't about the weight. From doing the 21-day fix, it was about my strength and how I feel. I feel the healthiest on the inside and outside that I've ever felt in my entire life, ever. So for me, like, that's the physical transformation. Financially, I can say 6 months in that I have paid my mortgage 2 months, and on top of that, ladies, paid 4 months of student loans.
What?
Is your husband more in love with you now than he was?
I hope so. I hope he is. Yeah, I think so.
Baby, I love you.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. And I think a lot of people are saying, I'm seeing some messages too about people saying, how does she do all that? Full-time. So we're going to share with the moms what full-time Beachbody means, and I think you're going to be really excited. So make sure you're still hanging in there. I'm getting a lot of good messages. You guys can't see, but I am. So, Sonia, wow. Wow, girl. Cheers. Cheers to that. Let's cheers.
Cheers to working hard, making a living.
Cheers to being such an inspiration, such a light. Girl, since you have come into this, into the team pages, and you stood out. And I said to Monica, who is she? Because you have that passion, and that's what I want to convey to the moms that are listening. If you have a passion for your family, you may want to consider this as a vehicle to get to your dreams. The idea, like when I work with a lot of my clients, because I do a lot of Tony Robbins stuff, and I have a lot of people as well that I kind of coach mentally. If you can think about what your life would look like if you won the lotto, or if you didn't have to work. If you can hold on to that vision and just know by seeing us that it is possible to wake up every day and say, can you just pinch me? Like, is this real life? Like, I don't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning anymore and exhausted and running to school and then running back. To me, it was exhausting. Another info session, we'll talk about my story, but I think this just to say, if you believe that you can have more, and if you can look at these women as successful as they are and see, well, if they did it, I can do it. And instead of saying how, we show you how. We teach you, we support you. All of these women have been a major role in my success. You know, don't even get me started. We'll talk about that later. Taryn, I'm tagging you. You're it, because I want to hear your story, because you and I have that similar backgrounds of education and, you know, that losing your job or fear of losing your job. I mean, that must have been scary with kids. So where are you at? I know. Don't cry.
No. Why are you gonna make me cry? It's just
you're living the dream now.
I know.
Home with your babies.
I know. That's it. And wow, yeah. So it was very scary. You know, for a long time we were pinching pennies. We still do, because we're still like Dave Ramsey follower fans. So, you know, we're still budgeters. But I have been able to retire from education 25 years earlier than planned. And I'm staying home with my children. We are sending my daughter, who is just about 4, to a Montessori school, which fits with our philosophy on education, and it matches her learning style, and we're able to pay for that. We're paying down our like crazy amount of consumer debt, which is just like soul crushing for me to have. And I earned more this year than I did as a school counselor in the state of Massachusetts with 5 years and a master's plus 27, meaning I got paid pretty well, and I made more this year. And so I'm home, and the goal is to retire my husband.
And that's going to
what we did.
We're just following in Monica's footsteps, right? We're just following in Monica's footsteps. Super inspiration. And Taryn, I have to say, you are somebody that I look to a lot in this business. I don't know if I think you know it. But you're an inspiration just to see everything that you've done, and to even be helping, you know, all of this come together. I could not be happier to hear about your success, all of your successes. Like, to me, it's a beautiful thing, and that's what I want everybody listening as well. Like, these are the people we learn from. This is it. This is real life. This is, wow, like, I want to do something. I want an inspiration. You look to these women. You look to the people in this team and in this network of, I don't know, badassery, right? What is it? It's badassery. But Taryn, that really hits home too when I hear about the Montessori, because a lot of my moms as well sit there and they say, I wish I could afford better education for my children. You want the best of the best for your kids. And the other thing I hear a lot of moms talk about too is the debt. The debt that we get into, and that locks us in for life on missing out on life, on missing out on the things that are more important, on missing out on, you know, those moments, those firsts, that when I hear your stories about how you can't be there for what matters the most to you, that kills me when I hear that from my moms. And I'm just so fortunate that, you know, the coaches that I mentor and that I work with have ladies like you as an inspiration, because I'm not a full-time mom, you know. So this all came about because I had a coach, Candace Rinaldi, you know her. She had said, I need the success model. And my answer was, that's easy. We have tons of them. Moms do phenomenal in this business because they're real, because they have a why. They have that drive to make their family and their family's lives better. And yes, we as women, we want to look good. So working out and eating right and being supported with a tribe of powerful women that are inspiring you and moving you forward, like, this opportunity is the holy grail. So it's so interesting to hear your stories, and I'm so thankful that everybody who's watching can hear this and see that it is possible. So thank you, Taryn. And Monica, Monica had the pleasure of introducing me to this business, and I think I drove her up a wall because I had so many questions and so much research to be done, and that's really what we want. We want everybody who's listening to get in touch with the coach that invited them and ask those questions. Go over your fears and your hesitations, because I did that to Monica. And after, I don't know, how long did I research? Like 3 hours, or like how many text messages back and forth and phone calls?
A lot. But it was great because you wanted to know everything there was to know. That was good. I want people like you on my team. Because, I do.
I think that was the one thing that I said to her is, if this is real, and I can be making, because the coach that had introduced her and Taryn is also my mentor, and I had heard at the time he was a teacher and he was making $2,500 a week, and I said, whoa, huh? Excuse me? So I had a lot of, he's making quite a bit more now. He's a part of the Beachbody Millionaires Club. He's an elite coach that is top of the top. That means nothing more than he has mentored and helped a lot of people. And he makes it look pretty easy. Look pretty easy. I mean, it isn't too difficult. But Monica, since I got you from the beginning, girl, and I have seen your journey. I remember when we were talking, and you were still at that job. Right?
I was.
And she's like, I'm bogged down. It's so much. I can't wait. And when you had retired, I remember saying, I am right after you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you
lit my fire. You lit my fire. So tell us where you're at. Where are you at now?
Okay, so let's just say a year and a half into the business, I was able to quit that awful full-time job of mine, and it was the scariest day of my life. But it was the most day of my life too. Oh my goodness, I can't even explain the emotion. It was because I had a family to support, and at that point you're like, okay, I'm gonna make this work. I have to make this work. There is just no other way. There's no plan B. This is it. Yeah. So so from that point on, I just took this and ran with it, and it was the best decision I ever made. And so 4 years into the business, I got to bring my husband home with us as well. And it was just, I stood up and cheered. I can't believe it. It's just unbelievable. And you know, when I go back to that 5-year point when I was like, yeah, right. Like now we're both home. I mean, I can't even tell you how amazing it is to have my husband get up in the morning and be able to take my son to school, and I'm going to get all emotional because he was never able to do that kind of stuff. It was always me. He had to go to work, and that's the norm. And we are not normal, apparently.
Normal? So, not normal.
Yeah. So, and you know, yes, but it's just truly amazing. And I just want this kind of life for everyone who has a spouse at home. And oh my goodness. And he's just my biggest supporter. He does the laundry, and he cooks, and he cleans, and he is helping me so much at home, but he also helps me with my business too. He's like my little marketing guy. Like he's the one I go to when I need, you know, different ideas and things like that. He's just amazing. So it's awesome. He can bring my kids to hockey, and they both play hockey. I have a son and a daughter. They both play hockey, and you know, he doesn't miss a practice anymore. He's at all of their games. It's just, I can't explain. It's the freedom. Yes.
How much of a weight? Like there has to be such a beautiful, stress-free feeling.
It is.
To know that.
When I said to him, you know what, you can go quit your job now. He was like, are you serious? Like, I am dead serious. Yeah, we are going to be fine. We are okay. Go do it.
I remember that moment, and I cried with you when that happened.
Oh yeah.
It was a big
my car, and I was like, I gotta do a video right now. It was just like
I cried with you because I remember that moment, and one of the things that we do, and our office is Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Facebook has turned into our office, and we have private groups where the teams gather and we support each other and we share in our, our struggles and our successes. And Monica, when that happens for you, it hit me so hard, and I was like, oh my God, because I was maybe not with you from the very, very beginning, but you were 2 years into this business, and I was watching you. No, I think maybe when I came in, it was a year and a half or so, and I was watching you go through all of this, and to see you do that was like, whoa. And just the belief that it gives you, it makes you be that much more focused, which is what I want to talk about next, is how did this happen for these women? How did this happen for us? How were we able to quit our jobs and pay off, the debt that we had? And that's where I want to get into how simple it really is. And for a lot of people that say, how could I possibly take on one more thing? I do have to say, and I think you will all agree, is that this has put us into a lifestyle of just feeling more balanced. It's like you may be taking on a workout. Some people don't go hardcore into the workouts at first. I mean, we're not fitness professionals. I used to do yoga. I do yoga. It's nice. It's gentle. If you could check out my before and after pictures, I just did a weightlifting program and put on some serious muscle. I go to the gym 7 days a week, and I never thought that I would do that ever. But it's this lifestyle. You just start to learn how to care for yourself so you can shine for others. And it's like all of a sudden the world just turns into a better place. Like what? And it's that consistency. And it's being with your team and being with your tribe and connecting with women like this. I mean, you guys are my friends. I see you on, what's the next, who's going to leadership? Are any of you guys going to be in leadership? In January? No, right? Not this one, but I'll see you in July. Do I see you? I feel like I'm going to see you before July. I think I will see you before July. So go on, I mean, connecting with these women, even if it's just on the phone or in the pages. But let's talk a little bit about what we do as coaches, right? Because first and foremost, how can I take on something extra? I'm not a coach. I'm not there on my journey yet. How can I be called a coach? We want to let you know that Beachbody is a fitness company, so it calls the people who drink Shakeology and do the workouts at discount coaches. It's catchy. It's cool. Pretty catchy. But I'm pretty sure, especially if you're a mom, you're a leader. You know, like Sonia, you said before, people are watching, and that's the funny part about our Facebook pages is that people are watching what we do. So my aha moment was social media, what's it good for? Unless you are kind of that light for people, you know, maybe you are posting a little something that makes them laugh or something that's interesting or a little helpful tip here and there. So when it comes down to what we do as coaches, right, just as a part of this team, we really focus on keeping it super simple. Because if it's complicated, you just can't, I want no part in it. So something that we focus on is called the 3 vital behaviors. I actually reverse the order, and I say it's like a checklist, right? So 3 vital behaviors. First and foremost, you drink that shake because that's going to give you the nutrients to thrive and to be around for your family long term. To me, why I put that first, my body, my health, I watched my mom wither away. Nutrition is something that I will never, ever skimp on. Never. I watch people that are purchasing Starbucks for $5, latte frappuccino, all that stuff, and that's fine, you want to get your fix, but I know firsthand the effects of what sugar will do to your body and what an improper diet will do. So when you tell me that if I spend less than $4 a day on a meal that's going to improve my health and my brain function and my energy levels, sign me up. Sign me up. So when it comes to the most important thing first, right, is the thing that moms need the most, is to care for themselves. You will be supported with a community of women just like you. And while maybe we don't have the same family dynamics, I have something in common with each of you in your stories. And it's that drive that I want more, and I want to know that I have control, and I am going to take my life to this level, and I am going to be there for those people who matter to me most. So we all have something in common. We all have that drive. You take care of your body. You push play on a little workout. We even have the stuff streaming on demand, so you don't have to worry about the DVDs. You drink your shake or your performance line, or you're taking your vitamins, and being in our challenge groups where you're supported by thousands of inspiring people. The workouts sort of become enjoyable. And I never thought I'd say that, but I crave working out now, and I never thought I would say that, ever. But it's become a lifestyle because it's so much fun the way we do it. So you definitely, at the very least, get into one of our challenge groups, and experience firsthand what these programs can do for, your waistline, for your body and your energy levels. So we work on that every single day. I mean, most of our workouts are a half an hour, 30 minutes a day. T25 with Sean T, my man, 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week. So workouts, we got that going on. We're motivating you. We're encouraging you to push play. That to me is very important because that's your health, and nothing else functions without your physical health. Next is that mental health, right? How are you growing as an individual? How are you leading your families? And if your children are watching, are you really the best version of you possible? And that might sound difficult to achieve, but my saying is, nobody gave me the manual on life. Nobody gave you guys can hear me okay, right? You hear me? Okay. Nobody gave me the manual on life.
It's warm in here.
It's so hot in here.
And I know that nobody gave my mom and my parents the manual on life. But I can tell you that with this opportunity between the actual physical activity and the nutrients, and the fact that, I encourage my team 10 minutes a day at a very minimum, because I have a lot of busy moms. But 10 minutes a day, while you're in the shower, while you're in the car, before you go to bed, can you listen to some book that inspires you and grows you? Because nobody ever gave us the manual on life. But I will tell you right now, and I know you ladies will agree with me, and I know my whole team will agree with me, that being a part of this business is like somebody's given us the manual to life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has told us, this is how you can live your life on purpose and own it and be free. And that gets to me because that was something that I didn't have when my mom was literally, her body was wasting away. And I didn't have the opportunity to stay at home with her before she had died. I had to go to work every day. So I missed out on the end of my mom's life, where you guys missed out on the beginnings and the firsts. I missed out on the end. And I didn't get to spend time with her because I had to go report to duty. And I just didn't feel like that was natural. I didn't feel like it was something that I could do. So when she had passed away, that was, for me, almost somebody just hitting that strength button and saying, go do what matters to you most. And that was when Darby had tagged me in a picture of Shakeology, and I was like, girl, you crazy. Don't tag me. I don't want any shakes. And she goes, just try it. I was spending $800 a month at Whole Foods on all of these supplements so I would never get cancer and so I would be super healthy. And purchasing this shake has saved me over $300 a month because I know nutrition. I know nutrition, and I know the food that we eat does not have proper nutrition. So I would spend an arm and a leg, and I would tutor, and I would teach yoga classes and do anything I could because for me the nutrition was the most important. And then Darby sends me a little picture, shows me what's in the shake, and I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I don't have to make those. I was going to Whole Foods 3 times a week. So nutrition for me is a really big deal. Those are 2 things right there, right? You work on your physical, the nutrition part, and just 10 minutes. I have Audible. I listen to audio. I don't sit down and read. I listen to it. So we call it Car University, right? Where you're growing yourself. 10 minutes a day, Car University. And then the part to me that I think is what grew our business the most was the part that's probably the most fulfilling. And if moms could just shift their mindset a little bit to, wow, let me get out there and just kind of connect with other people that I see on Facebook and just see how they're doing and see where we connect, right? Like how Monica and Sonia, which add me on Facebook. Let's get together sometime. Let's do something. And Sonia went to Monica. That's the funny part.
Yeah, it is.
No? Now, Darby came to me and said, I see you making these smoothies. Why don't you try Shakeology? There was no pushing. There was no sales. And that is something that you will not get from this team. And I say all the time that I look to see if we have a connection and if I can help you be the best version of you possible. So when I speak to people on Facebook and people come to me asking me questions, if it makes sense for them to have, the nutrition or the support, of course I'll bring it up to them. Because like all three of you had said, is if anybody could feel the way I feel, why would I keep my mouth shut? Why would I keep my mouth shut? This has been a blessing. So that's something that Sonia was mentioning about her power hour. And that's where we could be focused. And I do it in 15-minute spurts. And this is my full-time job. And if I tell you ladies how much I work, and everybody will be jealous because I don't have full-time kids. So I get to be very creative with a lot of different projects. I get to volunteer at my church. I get to spend time with my family doing what's so important to me because on max, I probably work 4 hours a day. And I do it from the beach. I do it from whatever state I'm in at any time. You know what I mean? But that's where the focus comes in. So if one of you ladies want to tap into a little bit about what's time management like for a mom in this, and then we can start to wrap everything up. How's your time management skills? Let's maybe from Sonia, who's got a full plate. How are you doing it?
So
yeah.
Is that you?
No. Okay. So for me, the biggest thing was I had to figure out how am I going to balance all of this because I have a lot on my plate. So what I did was I looked at my day and I said, okay, I got to plan this out. So what I do is I wake up first thing in the morning, I get on my phone, I check my challenge groups, I see how my people are doing, I message people, I take about, 10 minutes to do that. And then I take about 10 minutes to do my personal development, whether it's, reading a chapter in a book or listening on the way to work, whatever, works for me. Then I take my kids to the, to school or to the babysitter. I head into work, and on my lunch break, I spend about 15 minutes messaging people, sending invites, sharing what I'm doing. I post, I'm sharing my journey because I'm on it too with you. Every day is a struggle. I balance between wanting the ice cream and knowing that maybe I shouldn't have it.
It's so good.
It's so good. So for me, I'm just like you. I'm going through it. So, I'm reaching out to people and I'm asking them, do you want to join me? Do you want to be part of my challenge group? Do you need help with this? Because I'm learning how to do it and I want to share my success. Then I get home, I make dinner, we do homework, I do college work. And then what I do is I jump back on before I go to bed. I connect with people. I check on my challenge group. I maybe will do a little more personal development. But my biggest thing is, and I heard this from a wise, wise woman. She said, you gotta cut TV out. And I was like, what? I love TV. I love my shows. It's my way to unwind. So I said, okay, let's figure this out. I have 10 shows DVR'd. What am I doing? I said, you know what? That's it. I'm going to cut it down to 1 or 2 shows. My absolute favorite. I can't go without the Blacklist, How to Get Away with Murder. That's my jam. I got to watch it. So I said, sorry. So I said, you know what? I just cut out 8 mindless hours of me watching TV.
8 hours.
8 hours. So I said, what am I going to do in those 8 hours at night? Well, guess what? I'm going to work and I'm going to make money. I'm going to better my future. And I know my children are watching. I don't want them to think that they have to have a cookie cutter life of going to college, getting a, $200,000 worth of debt, working this cookie cutter, job that if you can even find a job.
Right.
So I'm leading by example. I know right now I do have a lot on my plate, but my goal is I will retire this year and do only Beachbody. So yes, I'm sacrificing a lot right now, but you know what? It will be worth it. I will be living the dream of being home with my children. So that's how you can learn time management.
Yes, and I'm really glad you mentioned the fact that you do want to empower your children.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us moms too. I mean, we're all for their education. Absolutely. Like Karen and I, we have our master. I mean, I've gone through it. I've got my master's. She's got her master's. We're all for it, but we want them to have options. Exactly. We want them to have options. We want them to know that they can take control. I mean, I always think too, like my stepdaughter, it's like, oh, okay, you're gonna be in my team, and I know you're gonna be a millionaire by the time you're like 25, right? We're gonna do this. Your children are all future Beachbody coaches, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. The second they turn 18,
yep.
You know it's been a thought. But I'm glad you brought up about the TV watching, because that's something that it requires focus. And just like having a family, it requires sacrifice. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a lifestyle and an opportunity for women and men who want more, who want their own business but do not know how to start, that don't have a model. A lot of people know my story. I dropped 20 G's on starting an online business with yoga videos, and it failed. $20,000 gone. Because I couldn't make the sacrifice, I couldn't do it on my own, and I come into this network where my coach was running challenge groups. I didn't have to do it on my own until I was ready, and everything was turnkey. At my first challenge group as a teacher, I was making $300 a month, and I said, $300 a month is paying for my car. If I do this again, that's $600 a month, and again, it's $900. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm going to quit my job. And it just, it clicked. And I said, how can I tell everybody that this shake is the Holy Grail and they can do this too? And yeah, 8 months later, it became my full-time job. And it's my 3rd year into it. And I have to say, getting a $12,000 bonus for helping my coaches do the same thing feels really nice. I know Taryn's got that bonus too. I know Monica just hit a super duper amazing rank as well. And Sonia, you also diamond leader in this business. We are being compensated for helping ourselves and helping other people. And it's pretty genuine. So I am encouraging the women that are watching, like, again, just reach out to the person that invited you to this to find out, like, what does this all really look like? What does the challenge group look like? What does this, like, how is this going to work? We have it step by step laid out. Step by step laid out. So time management, huge. I love the fact that you brought up the whole, TV watching thing, because what does TV have to do with where you're going in life? Really? How is it improving the lives of your children? Now, I can understand family movie night where we're bonding. That's something you cannot get rid of. You have to have your family time. But like 8 hours, girl, for real?
I like my shows.
Oh, yeah, but you've grown and you've balanced. Yeah, and sacrificed. I love it. I love it. Something also too very interesting, because I know Taryn and I are very researchy. We like to dig. And while I dug very much into what was in Shakeology, and, how was this company going to compensate me? And I called, Monica will vouch, I called my lawyer and I called my accountant, and I said, if Tony Horton, I know that crazy P90X guy, and Shalene Johnson, if they're a part of this, it's got to be legit. It's got to be legit. And when I saw what Tony was doing, our coach, and I spoke with Monica, and I went over the compensation plan, I researched this, and I said, this is legit. Taryn researched quite a bit as well as to why, and you can be brief about it,
all right.
Wrap it up, and maybe some people have any questions, but we know that there are other opportunities out there in network marketing. We know about Herbalife and, wraps and candles and bags and all that stuff. Taryn, touch upon that subject as to why you chose this over all of the other opportunities you could have taken.
All right. So why Beachbody? Why is Beachbody the best network marketing company out there? Just gonna say that. The first thing is my health. You know when you're on the airplane and it talks about, you know, forever the oxygen masks come down, put them on yourself first, and then put them on your child. You take care of yourself first, and you can take care of your family. If you're not taking care of your health, you're not able to care properly for your family. That's it. Barring any freak accident, I will live a long and healthy life, and I will be here for my kids, their kids, and maybe, who knows, their kids. So this is all about my health. You know, I want to be able to physically run around with my children and to not get winded and be like, hold on, mommy needs a second. Just give me a minute. The setting the example part, I think is huge. They are watching. They are always watching. They're watching what you're putting into your body. They are watching. My children know. My daughter's like, can I work out with you? She's almost 4. Can I work out with you? She sees that this is what we do to take care of ourselves. So we're paid to eat healthy and exercise. That's pretty amazing. The other thing is it's not a quick fix. Not a quick fix. This is about results that are long lasting, long term. It's a lifestyle change. There's nothing fake, nothing artificial. And again, you're setting that example of you're not just going to do something that's a quick fix. You're going to work hard at getting the results that you want. And I think that perseverance, that not quitting, that sticking to something and seeing the result is, again, something your children see. I can help anyone. And here I think is the biggest difference from Beachbody, for all the other companies out there. I can help men and women. You know, I don't know a lot of men who are interested in wearing makeup. I know there are some. I don't know a lot of men who, you know, care about particular pants that they might wear. I'm not saying they don't exist, but in general, I can help both men and women. Right? And I can help young and old. It doesn't have to be a particular niche. Like, everybody needs to be healthy, whether you're 65 or 18 or in between. Like, everybody can benefit from this. And you can almost help everybody. So some people have their nutrition down, they have their fitness down. Like, those people who are all set, maybe like you can't help them with the nutrition piece, but they can help people on their health and fitness, and so they can still be a part of this community. So you literally can help every single person in this world with what we have to offer. And so that's something I also considered. The products themselves are life-changing. We have people who have lost 100+ pounds. We have people whose symptoms of a multitude of ailments have completely subsided. We have people who have come off medications. If that's not life-changing, I don't know what is. And then the financial compensation plan, I've yet to see another company that has the compensation plan like we do. And like you said, like, they're gonna pay us for this, really? And they're gonna generously pay us for this, really? Okay. We are allowed to sign our spouse or our significant other or somebody living in our household. Other companies do not allow you to do that. We get 25% commission. Now, I know what you're gonna say, but this company gives me 40% or this company gives me 50%. That's all well and good, but your product to sell to somebody costs $15. And if you're making 50% on $15, that's $7.50. We make 25% off of the average package as $140. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but our average package is $140. So what's that? 30,
we make $40.
We make about $40 when we sell.
Yeah, 40 and 50 is average.
Yeah.
40 to 50.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, it might be a lower percentage, but let's have some math-minded people here to say, actually, you're going to make more with this. And we get credit for everyone. Every single person in your downline, no matter how many levels, no matter who, if you brought them in, or your person that you brought them in, or the person that brought them in, it doesn't matter. We get credit for every single person. And I think that's, for me, that is why 100% chose Beachbody over any other opportunity. And I mean, it helps that I love Shakeology and the workouts. So
I think that was when I became, that's how I met Sonia, because she one day just appeared in our little online office, and I said, who is this? Who is this girl? Woo! Because she's She's making my life better. She's making my life better, you know, in many ways.
I know it's not.
It's very
I remember that first day I said to Monica, I was going out to lunch with Monica the next day. I'm like, I just got a voice message on Facebook. I didn't even know they could do that from Hera, like saying how I'm kicking ass and it's amazing and I'm doing great. And I'm like, oh, I'm just helping people.
Yeah.
Like I'm helping people and helping myself. Like I'm getting thanked for this. How cool. I was like, she's so awesome.
And I remember when I saw it, I said, listen, anything you need. I mean, we're on. It's just a team. It's teamwork. So, you know, Taryn, something else, too, that I have a lot of moms out there that suffer from anxiety and depression. And when you say that we've taken people, well, we can't say we've taken people off, but so many people have improved their lives and their health. I have a slew of mommies, anxious and depressed and on meds. And again, as we say, this whole community and this whole opportunity of putting the oxygen mask on first, it changes lives. And I've got moms left and right that come to me and they say, I don't need my meds anymore for depression. I'm not having anxiety. My marriage is better. My relationship with my kids, my children are better. Why? Because you're really focused on putting that oxygen mask on first. And then you're compensated for it. So how can you not be like, yeah. So I did too. There's another thing. I'm pretty sure this is one of the only companies that also gives you free customers and has commercials that are on TV that when people order from those commercials, we end up getting those customers. And we get to connect with them and build relationships with them. Some of my free customers that have been sent to me have become some of my very good friends. I don't know if there's a lag and you guys can still see me. But let's start to wrap it up because I know that a lot of the mommies have things to do and they're going on. Let's talk about how to actually get involved in this, whether you decide you want to start just putting that oxygen mask on and breathing for a little bit. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a lot of moms that come in and they say, I don't know if I'm necessarily ready to coach. That's okay. Because as we said, we're not fitness professionals and we all got full plates, right? So what I always recommend people that are interested in putting that oxygen mask on and breathing, taking in that oxygen and just taking that first step on their journey, we always recommend that people select and try out the shakes and a program. And we have programs for every fitness level. So if you are a bikini competitor, which shout out to Jacqueline Davison, just finished her first. She's a mom. She's a mommy, and her goal was to lose belly fat. And then she said, "What's this Shakeology? What's the whole Shakeology thing?" And I'm not gonna buy it. It's expensive. And when she found out what was in it and what came with just that little shake, right?
Yeah.
$4 a day, and it's actually less. When you do sign on as a quote-unquote coach, you're a discount member. You don't have to coach immediately. We want you to try the products. We want you to go through a program. We want you to feel amazing in your skin and work with us. We will train you. We will give you those meal plans. Beachbody gives you the meal plan. They give you the program. They give you the shakes. It's a money-back guarantee. The products are proven and guaranteed to work for you. You just follow the system. So how easy is it for us to say, I can help anybody? All you have to do is follow the products, use the products that are guaranteed to get you results. So we start with that physical transformation. And remember that first vital behavior, you first. You first. So come into our challenge groups, talk to the person that invited you and say, what's going on with you health-wise? We love to do that assessment. We're not going to push anything on you. We'll make recommendations for you. And as Taryn was mentioning, those challenge packs, we call them challenge packs, where you get super bang for your buck. Shakeology alone breaks down to, as we said, $4 a day. So you purchase it in a month's supply, and you get to try it out for 30 days. And alone, it's $140. So what we would love for you to do is also get a little bit of your fitness going on, right? And some of our programs are around $70, $80. I know we have, like, the P90X goes upwards towards $120. But let's say on average, if you have a shake, there's 30 meals. that's going to give you more energy, going to make you more regular, reduce your cravings. God, the late night cravings that I used to have. Do you know why it is? I don't know if my ladies and my mommies watching know why you have cravings is because you're lacking nutrients. When you start to feed your body properly, and you can put no price on fueling your cells, when you feed your body properly, you stop craving junk food. You stop. So if you can have 30 meals of this stuff, plus a program, so what is it, 140, who's my mathematician here, right? 140 for a shake, 70 for a program. Does that come out to how much? 210? It's 210. Yeah. Okay. So if you were to buy them separately, it's going to be 210. Challenge Pack bundles them together, and on average, it's 140, 140, 160. Break that down per day. Look at what you're spending now, and how does it make you feel on, the Starbucks or the lean cuisines. I had so many moms telling me I got lean cuisines, $4.79 of fat and sodium and fake food. Have a shake instead. Whatever meal you are spending money on, look at it and replace it for a shake. Do what all of us have done and said, swipe the credit card, let's do it, let's go for it. Worst comes to worst, I got 30 days to try it out. I'm telling you right now, you're going to feel incredible. You're going to be supported by these women and many more. You're going to have an absolute life change in quite possibly even 21 days. But I started feeling immediate effects from the shake the very first day. And in that first week, I don't drink coffee anymore. And it's, what is it? It's 4:16, so we got to wrap this up. But this should be my nap time. No coffee, right? So being a teacher, what do? That's when you want to have that midday nap. No coffee, no nothing. We're going. And I've been going all day. So the energy levels, I think, are something alone that all of us need because we need those nutrients. So a challenge pack on average, I know right now we even have 21-day fix is on sale, right? Yep. And 3-day refresh, which I cannot say enough about, is the easiest and most phenomenal cleanse ever. And I stand by it, and it's plant-based. I'm very big on having plant-based, the protein shake. So this Shakeology is more than just a protein shake. It's a meal. It's your vitamins, it's your minerals, it's everything all in there. If you could say, let's give it a whirl, and I want one of these ladies, the one whoever invited me to mentor me, to plug me into those challenge groups, if it ends up turning out for you the way it did for any of us, and the many women on my team that are doing this full time with spouses and jobs and kids, it might be worth the, do you have the faith? It might be worth the risk. I can't even call it a risk because there's a money-back guarantee. Yeah. So I do want to encourage anybody who is listening, again, to reach out to the person that invited you and say, how could this work for me? Because I have questions. And I heard you say this, and this really, pulled at my heartstrings. And I heard you say that, and I get that. I feel you. We have the same story. A lot of the moms that I have invited know that I'm not a full-time mom. But I think this just goes to show that I will do anything for my coaches. I will do anything for my challengers, and if I have to pull together these 3 fabulous women to say, let's show people how we do, then I will do that. My team is my life. They're my family. They are just as important as my family. So this is just such a blessing to have you ladies share all of this on, your time and your days off. It might be a nice little break, though, that you got are the hubbies watching the kids? Are they watching the kids? And I love it. I love it. So I think that kind of covers everything. I don't know if we can do a Q&A, but again, reach out to that coach that invited you and tell them what you loved about this and explore, is this the right opportunity for you? Because if it can turn into what it turned into for us, I would want to be a part of that. And I forgot also as well, I was telling you this morning, we had a mom, God, I got to shout her out, Amanda Marie Prado. Girl, she just gave birth to a baby this morning. So congratulations on baby Riley. She was supposed to be on this webinar. She messaged me and she said, I am ready to be a mom boss. I have a baby coming on the way, January 15th. And she gave birth this morning. The baby was there. So she's like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to be on the Mom Boss webinar. Is it going to be recorded? And it's like, oh, my God, you're going to change so many people's lives. Because you see what the power of, like, a child does. And just that intense, like, I want more for my family.
Yes.
Like, she's messaging me probably from the birthing room. So shout out to you, Amanda Marie Prado, girl, for just wanting to be a mom boss and taking control of your life and reaching out. So, Taryn, do you want to tell them also about the prize? Because anybody who made it this far,
Right?
you
They
deserve
deserve
something special. Other than knowing how to literally transform you and your family's life, you deserve something special. So, Taryn, tell them how they can be eligible for some goodies.
All right. So, what you are going to do now, if you're still on with us and you're super patient, what we'd like you to do is drop your email. If you're super smart, you're still here. So drop your email in the live chat for the YouTube link that you're watching, and I will copy all of those. I will randomly select somebody. No coaches, please. So all the coaches watching, sorry, you don't get a prize. But all the future coaches, you put your email in, I'll copy and paste all of those, and I will connect with the person who is the winner, and you will get something very special.
Woo-hoo! So exciting. Ladies, thank you so much for taking...
Thank you. This is great.
This was awesome.
Everybody who's... I know, I feel like I'm just hanging out with you on my couch, and hopefully the mommies that are watching too, I mean, I hope you have a glass of something, right? All about balance. All about balance. Don't think that we are complete angels. I have my treat days.
21-day fix approved, guys.
Yes.
My yellow computers.
Yes. So thank you so much for you ladies for sharing your, bearing your souls and sharing your stories, and just for being such an inspiration. And to the moms that are watching, I really hope that this was informative for you. I hope it was inspiring. Get back in touch with the person that invited you. They want to hear from you, even if it's just for feedback. But they chose you for a reason. They definitely selected you to be on this webinar because you probably have what it takes to be a mom boss. So don't be shy. Reach out. And ladies, I'm looking forward to doing this again.
Yeah.
I think that might be a really good idea. Can we do like our own show maybe one day?
Yeah, I think we should.
There we go.
Tell people how to get it done. So any plans? Any plans right now? You're going to do anything special?
I think we're gonna have another glass of wine and discuss.
I love it. I love you guys a ton, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll all be in touch. Mummies, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.